Our first story, Headmaster of the Konfiamia Senior High School has been ordered to refund unauthorized fees he collected from first-year students who were placed in his school. The Techima North District Chief Executive gave the directive after the headmaster admitted asking the students to pay 30 Ghana cedis each. The headmaster, Julian Okum, explained to the DCE Peter Mensah that the amount was to be used to purchase files and other items. The DCE, however, tells JoyNews a formal complaint has been lodged as the District Education Directorate and warned other recalcitrant head teachers against indulging in acts that would frustrate the initiative.
The only challenge we had was one school, that was Akunfemio Senior High. In fact, before getting there, calls were coming and I wondered why people were calling. So in fact, I tried to find out what was happening. It was that the headmaster of Akunfemio Senior High School was extorting monies from these students. In fact, initially I was worried because that isn't what the president wants to give to Ghanaians. We need consent. So, in fact, I moved in there to confront the headmaster with respect to the allegations people have leveled against him that monies are being extorted from these students who are supposed to benefit from the free senior high school. And in fact, he conceded to the fact that in fact monies have been taken, but the only reason he could give was that the monies were taken in his absence, that he had attended a meeting of CHAS in the Volta Region. He had, as a district chief executive who is supposed to see for the implementation of this policy, I ordered that these monies taken from students be refunded. So in fact they complied. And I remember when I was there, about some parents approached me that they haven't received their money, and I called the headmaster directly to refund the monies to them. So on getting the facts on the matter and the headmaster conceding to the allegation, I invited the district director of education. An official complaint has been made to him. He has assured me that he will get to the bottom of the matter. I know in any situation that should warrant a punishment, we have forms of punishment and stages of punishment. I have actually given a very stern warning that I don't really want to hear that such an exercise, such an illegal exercise has taken place. If they dare, I wouldn't sit for the president's initiative to be sabotaged. That's why I said, having reported to the district director of education, I will not sit in the office. Hopefully tomorrow, I'm going back to follow up what is actually happening on the ground and do further interaction with the students and parents who will be following their ones to school. Now, beyond Techima North, information are coming, and I want to advise my colleague MMDCs to keep a close eye on the entire exercise so that the goodwill or what the president will want to extend to the very good people of Ghana will be realized.
Now imagine losing your father and mother in the space of 2 months at the time you are unemployed with siblings younger than yourselves, yet support from family members is not forthcoming. This is the story of a 26-year-old unemployed graduate forced to shoulder the responsibilities of parenthood. Today on JoyNews Agenda, we put the spotlight on this family that will be benefiting from government's free SHS program. JoyNews' Joseph Akable has the rest of the story.
We graduated in July. We're waiting to start our national service, and then in September I lost my daddy. Came back from my daddy's funeral. A week later I lost my mom too. Yeah, so my mommy was in November. My daddy died in September.
The event that changed the life of the 26-year-old for good. The fresh KNUST graduate became the breadwinner for her 3 siblings. She tells me of her greatest fear at the time.
It wasn't easy at all. If I say it was easy, then that would be a very big lie. I thought my world had come to an end. I was just imagining how my siblings and I were going to cope, because I have 3 younger siblings after me, and it was just too much for me to be at that point in time. I thought it was all a dream, and every day I hope I'll just wake up and then find them around, but then had to come to bear with the fact that they are gone and gone forever.
For most African families, the extended family system becomes useful. Distant relatives provide support in such circumstances. Amma says this has not been forthcoming.
It's not been that much, but the few who can do something, like, they usually help sometimes. But it's not like, even if somebody will help you, it wouldn't be like your parents being around. You understand? Yes, they feel for you. Probably they don't help because they don't have the means. You get it? That's how I can put it, right? They also have other responsibilities, and they wish they could help, but they can't really help. And those who are helping will not help to the standard of your parents. You get my point?
Then came the good news. She vividly recalls her reaction.
In 3 weeks' time, the free senior high school is going to roll out and become a reality in the lives of our country.
I first heard it during the campaign. Okay, I think it was part of their campaign promises, and it's a very good idea that if they are actually going to do what they are going to do, it will be a very great idea. Okay, because there are many people out there who have really passed. Okay, they have the brains to go to school, but here lies the case: the money is not there. You get my point?
Her sister, Little Joyce, who will be pursuing a visual arts program in her school in Accra, is equally excited.
I'm happy because I have only a self-respecting 2 sisters. They are unemployed and they are working harder to get a job. So I'm happy that the pre-SHS is coming, because it will cut down pressure on them, and it will, like, they will get
So they will be able to get money to get you provisions and other things.
Yes. Yeah. And even my younger sister.
Government has already stated that the policy will be run on a scholarship basis with a 3-year offer to students. Both Amma and Joyce agree students must give it their best shot. Amma also has some advice for young Joyce.
I've always told her she knows where she's coming from and then where she wants to be. Okay. The fact that our parents are not alive doesn't mean you can't do what you want to do in life, because people have already gone through worse things that we have gone through, but they have survived it. And if they have survived, you can also survive. Everything boils down to their mind. I've been telling her her mind is a battlefield that she needs to be working on all the time. Okay, she tells herself, I can make it because people have made it. She can. And then she should know the kinds of friends she mingles with when she goes to school. That's very, very important.
When you're not showing, when you're not doing well, yes, they have to let you pay, because you are not improving them.
And you expect that within 3 years you should be able to complete pass so that your sister doesn't need to pay again?
Yes, I have to make them proud of me.
And by being proud, you mean what?
I have to pile success.
So that is a family that will be benefiting from government's flagship free senior high school education program. The expectation remains that it is rolled out as promised to ensure that it relieves them just like they are currently expecting that to be done. Reporting for JoyNews, my name is Joseph Akable.
All the best to Joyce there as she begins secondary school. Now we stay with education because parents and guardians of some prospective students placed at Mauli Senior High School in the Volta region were shocked when their children were denied boarding status. School authorities indicated the school was allocated about 150 students, well over their capacity. This, the authorities say, has compelled them to use their discretion in allocating the available residential facilities to avoid overburdening the school's limited infrastructure. Fred Kwame Asari visited the school and filed the following report.
The administration block of Mauli SHS was not very busy on Tuesday compared to Monday when the process began. The enrollment process has been smooth here so far due to the fast internet connectivity. Some parents who went through the process smoothly expressed satisfaction at the exercise.
The first process was so slow, but after that, it moved fast.
However, the school says the total number of students allocated it keeps fluctuating. As at 1 p.m. Tuesday, the total number of students was 650, though the school requested for 500. Kwame Gadoto is the assistant headmaster in charge of academics.
It's fluctuating. The first day it was 601, 601. Second day it went to 603. Fifth day it went to 1,000 something. And then now today, 12 September, it is down to 650 something.
He indicated that authorities would have to use their discretion in allocating boarding and day status to students to avoid overburdening facilities of the school.
We have been given more than a number. They have come. We need to strategize. The system didn't give them the residential status. We are determining the status here. So when you come, depending on where you are coming from, we ask whether you want to be a day student or a boarder. We use our own system to place them, to give them the status.
A parent, Ahovi Michael, got frustrated when his request for boarding status for his son was turned down.
When it came, the headmaster, I don't know, or the teacher, he told me that there is no, the body is full of. If you got 7, and then you don't get body, you don't understand. And then those people get 30, 20, 27, they got body.
Some parents praised the government on the successful implementation of the free SHS policy and called for efficient management to ensure citizens benefit immensely from the policy.
It's a good policy, but they should know the system. They should run it efficiently. It shouldn't be something that you should leave it, so they should run it well, so that all of us will be happy.
Fred Kwame Asari's report for JoyNews.
Now, away from education.